Hi, Sam Tober, Sound of Joy Music Services, and we're back to our viewer request. Did I get that word correctly? Viewer, viewer requests. There we go. For E flat minor or G flat preacher chords, let's get after it. E flat minor in the organ mode. Now I've got a jazz setting here. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on. E flat minor is the same scale notes as G flat major, which is why you can borrow chords from same scales, but they just matter of where you're going to start. So we'll go to the E flat. Now the organ is what gives me a chance to hold the chords. Now there I am following the path. Either that way, because you're bouncing between both scale pitches. So you want to give 3 notes. Now, the preacher mode is you're waiting for the preacher to give you where his cadence is going. Now, most time you be right here first. What is that? D major 9, because you want that fat jazz sound. Now, you got to have the technique of playing on the black notes, if though you're playing on the white notes. And that is just what I call practice. Now, the Clark sisters have a song called In the Name of Jesus. That's where you can get that practice of playing on just the black notes. You're going to square your thumb up, right? And your pinky up, and the other notes, the other fingers now will have to line up, which is muscle memory. So you want to go, and for those that use the number system, this will be your 1. Your 3, well, okay, we'll call it the 3. It could be your 3, with your bass being your number, your 4. Now we're going to go over to G flat. Which would be the what? The 4 in the G flat. Now we're going to go back to the 5 in the E flat. Now, you always want to resolve out of that minor. You don't want to stay there. It's like a tension chord before you resolve. So you don't want to stay in the flat mode, but you can. But now you're going to have a lot more chords from a preaching standpoint. There we go. And you have to have this reach, because that top note is really dictating where your chords are going. There it is. And it's just when will you use it? As you feel to. That's kind of hard to express because the preacher chord is again laden upon or based upon where is the preacher leading you. Now, if it's going to be in the one, I just changed it up a little bit. I want to get a different sound there. All bars. There we go, much better. Now you can see my bass note changed, but it gave a different tension to the chord that's in the minor. So yes, for an organist who can hold a note and move his hand with other things. Now I don't have my normal organ setup, but there would be other chords in the left hand. There it is. So minor preacher chords in both of the E flat and the G flat range, because they are basically cousins or brother and sister, you might say, because they use the same notes, but you need to know when you're going to be in the other one. Now I'm in G flat. Now I'm in E flat. Now I'm in a cross between the two of them. Now I'm back in the E flat minor, but with a A7 chord, right? A flat sus because of the lowest note. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So, from a preacher standpoint, you want to have a pattern. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 plus, 5, back to the 3, to the 4, diminished on the, what do they call that, 4, I want to say 4 plus, sharp to 4 or flat to 5, and back up to the 5. But you pick and choose based upon the actual scene, what cadence the speaker is given to you. If the speaker goes bum, 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 you're right there. In your minor. once you hear that cadence, once you hear them go to that off note, and you're hearing these chords before anybody else does. So, which means you've got to practice them in your own time. If you're in a church where you're familiar with the sound of that house, then you know how far you can go. Not sure if there's very many more chords I can give you, because this is like you're the chef in this sense. I'm giving you the ingredients that you could use, but you go on your own time and work out which way you want to go with your chords. Now I got that wild, loud side there, but you can also change it up. Let me see, what's the one I want to use? Clean, no, here we go. One note changes that chord. And of course the slide. So work on these chords that I've shown you. You can see them held out. I was in both keys, both the E minor and the G flat major. And then of course I borrowed the different tones from the corresponding keys. Ah, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. But I always somehow find a way to wind up in the seventh chord. B, G flat. Back into the E flat. All right, that should get you through on to the next view. Again, left you too soon. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to this channel. Of course, leave your like and keep those comments coming. See you on the next viewer request.